Hi, everyone. I'm Krista Rosen, and welcome to Module 2 of The Intuitive Parent, a practical how to guide for daily life. This module is called The Physical Body. A little bit about me: I'm the author of 2 self help books, an energy healer, and an intuitive guide. Most importantly, I'm a mom of 2 adult children who've had amazing recovery journeys. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You have the natural ability to connect and learn from your intuition. So, why intuition and why is it important in working with a physical body? Just know also that there are previous modules that I suggest that you take a look at also that would help enhance understanding this module. If there's any questions about anything that I bring up, that it's all there in the intro module and the first module that tells you all about some of these concepts that we're going to be implementing in this module. So why are we talking right out of the gate about the physical body? So in my experience, my personal experience, and what I have witnessed all around us as parents is, what to feed your child, how to keep your child healthy, general medical care, what to do in emergencies, are the most stressful issues that we parents face. The daily stressors and questions, and then just those big overall general questions that we have about just regular care and well-being and engagement interactions with our child and the world. So there are 2 parts to this module. The first one is that we'll learn how to answer some of these common questions using the informed intuition method. And it's a great method. You can learn all about it in module 1. And then second, we'll learn how to muscle test. I'm sure you've heard of this. If you find yourself listening to this course, muscle testing is wonderful. It's great for confirming intuitive guidance. It's essentially a rule system that you agree upon with yourself, with your body. And it's a faster and more convenient way to test for food, supplements, medicine, healthcare options on the fly and on the go. And also just even any like social questions or just decisions that we are faced to make, right away, that type of thing. So, yes, we're going to be talking about all of this. I'm very excited to share it with you. As always, here is my copyright notice and my terms of use. Feel free to reach out and ask me any questions you have about any of this, about sharing. This is for you for personal use. So there is absolutely no, nothing for copying and distributing, without just taking a look at these things and reaching out to me if you have any questions. So getting right to it. There, okay, I had to find the forward button, is questions about the physical body. So we'll get right into it, but I know that you have some of these burning questions and we will address them and work through them using the informed intuition method. What is the best diet? Right? There's so many things out there, to try the latest and greatest that the influencers tell us, what happens in the news, what goes on, what is going on in our culture at school, what's the cool thing, to eat or drink, the newest information that we have. The world is always giving us new information to decide what we think about. It. How do we know about a protocol? So let's say we've chosen a certain protocol about something. It's a diet, it's some type of or lifestyle regimen that we have, even for ourselves. And how do we know if it'll work? Well, I'm here to tell you that these questions can be answered using your beautiful mind and your intuition. So just like I shared in the previous module, we're going to get right to it and answer some of these questions. What foods and supplements will help mitigate symptoms and conditions, right? So there's a lot that we do oftentimes for a specific purpose. So we have general health and well-being, and then we have targeted goals, intentions. Oftentimes it's reducing something that we don't want, something that's out of balance, a stressor, a deficiency, some type of chronic condition or symptom. And so I'm here to tell you that with your intuition, you can achieve discernment and clarity and confidence and living just a better life as a parent. So I promise you. So how do I get my child to eat healthy? How about that? What is the best routine for my child for the during the day? How do I support my child's needs at school, other people's homes? Where we're out of control of what's going on, sports and extra curricular activities, events, and things where we just, there's always things that change, right? As a parent, no matter what age, if we're talking with babies, infants, toddlers, elementary school, middle school, as they start to become independent and spend time away from us, and then high school and beyond. And so again, I have a 27 and 24-year-old, so I'm here to tell you that just these questions that we have continue to evolve and go into different chapters of life. So let's get started here. We have a couple things to do before we answer some of these questions using the informed intuition method. We are going to do a healing exercise. You can just sit back and relax and listen and release some of these beliefs that are perhaps not true, that they don't really resonate with you. You don't really believe them. They're limiting or blocking your intuition, or weaken that connection to your intuition. Because again, everybody has their intuition. It's there. It's like a cloudy day. The sun's behind it. The sun is there. And it's just removing and clearing away the debris that doesn't belong there anymore, or you've outgrown, or you don't need anymore, so that you can connect. And so we're going to do this to help us with answering some of those questions that we just asked. So, and again, beliefs, or actually, maybe I haven't talked about this yet. Beliefs carry energy. So when we're talking about energy, the non-physical part of us, we know, just like unwanted emotions, right? They carry an energy. Walking into a child's birthday party is tends to be a higher vibration experience, fun, light, joyful, versus walking into the ER, or for me, Costco, or just anywhere where the vibration might be more dense. It might be more of a mixed energy. You might feel more fearful or not as secure. And so beliefs carry energy just like emotions, and just like thoughts. And what are beliefs? Beliefs are thoughts that we keep thinking, regardless if we believe them or not. It's based on our life experience, what we have been conditioned to believe, or just through like different, hard times in life, traumas, left turns, and so on. But I'm here to tell you that beliefs can be changed. We can clear these unwanted beliefs. And these thoughts that we keep thinking through doing this belief work. And I have a whole series on this. I've written 2 books about this, but just a little bit to explain so that you know what's going on here. And again, to clear this so that at the helm of our navigating our ship through these waters, you have an easier way to connect to your intuition. So I'll read these out loud, and all you need to do is basically nothing. Just allow these beliefs to clear from your body, and just relax and just allow yourself to release them. You can do some tapping if you would like. The tapping technique, you've probably seen this, where you can tap on let me see if I can get into the camera, on your hand, your palm, your wrist. That's a good one to do. Your forehead, top of your head, your heart, your abdomen, or not. If you feel like you need that kind of somatic kinesiology experience along with it, it's very helpful. I love doing tapping, and it's something that you can do for yourself and even teach your child, which is another module. But you can do that, or just listen, or just read along with me if you'd like, since this might be something, that might be new for you. So either way, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. So I invite you to relax, and you can just mentally, declare it out loud or silently in your mind that you're just releasing this. So in quotes there at the top, it says, I am going to clear these limiting beliefs, and I know that they're not true or who I am. So if any of these work around, are there for you, I invite you to clear the ones that don't work for you, and of course keep the ones that do. Or if any of this doesn't resonate with you. And I have this old fashioned woman in the nurse outfit. The world is very different than back then, right? So as we know, and so what worked back when we were raised, how we were raised, or before that, grandparents, great grandparents, and so on. The world is a very different place, and so what works for you now? And here's the thing: you get to choose. You have your sovereignty, your right, your divine right to prosper and thrive and free will to choose and to believe and think and feel what you want to think and believe and feel. Nobody else can get inside your head as much as sometimes it feels that they can, to tell us. If we just we can consciously choose, if that makes sense. And so in all of these, when we go through these healing exercises, you'll see these symbols here at the bottom. Okay, that's my logo. But the symbol of the upward arrows indicates that there's a release, a clearing of something that you're letting go of, an old paradigm, something you no longer want. And that could be an emotion too, like grief and sadness, worry, fear, doubt, anger. So just so you know, it's a way to kind of keep track. So here we go. I'm going to say these out loud. Just close your eyes. You can take 3 mindful breaths. I'll do this for you or with you. You can take as many as you want. I know I took 4 instead of 3. But yeah, you can just keep doing. I've been talking blah, 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 blah. So I needed an extra breath there. So here we go. Limiting beliefs ready to go. I am not good enough to make decisions about my children's health and well-being. I must follow directives from outside of myself to be included in my communities. Doctors know more than I do about my child. Mainstream doctors are responsible for my child's health and well-being. Shame is an acceptable emotion to feel about my child's struggle to thrive and succeed. My doctors, neighbors, family and friends, and community seem to know more than I do. I can't understand research, the reading, the medical stuff, and what doctors tell me. The only way to stay healthy is through hand washing, disinfectants, avoiding sick people, and vaccines. Okay. Whew, there you go. That's all that's required to clear them. It's just simply the desire. You may tap again if you'd like and sit with this for a little bit if you'd like. You can even pause. As you know, there is a companion PDF that you can refer to. You can jot down some notes. Perhaps there's other beliefs at this point that you want to clear about your child, the can'ts and I don't know how, and the limitations, anything that you feel is limited. You can do this here if you'd like, if you're ready for that. And again, you can choose the ones that you feel serve you still. That's okay too. There is no judgment here or criticism. We all are different. And that's why I am so inspired to share this information for you, because of the fact that we're different and that you have a right to be who you are. And, just for me personally, I do have family members that live very different lives than I do, and have very different belief systems. And I still continue to love and care for them and have them, in my life. And of course, there's other people I don't, but they couldn't be more different than me, and we've been raised in the same culture. So nothing to lose. And that's it for that. And then here's the next slide. Okay, so we can take the same information and look at this in the way of a graphic. Some people are very visual. If you are like me, this may be helpful. So this is the old paradigm. We're all familiar with this. The medical system that is, in transition right now, right? We're living in the scaffolding as we speak of not only the medical system but everything, right? As we navigate this post-pandemic world that we live in. And again, this is an intuition course, but I'm bringing this forward for your consideration because this helps clear the path of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. That's any antiquated structures. That these structures can weaken our connection to our to our intuition. It can block our intuition. So that's why I'm focusing on this here. Because it really does. It's just a lot. It streamlines the being more consciously connected to your intuition. The beautiful part is again that we get to choose what truly serves us and what doesn't. So as you can see here, at the very top is the traditional mainstream medical model, person in power, which is the doctor, the patient, or the mom, or the dad, caregiver, father, anyone that is in charge that plays the role of taking care of a child. That's you right there. And then there are other boxes here at the bottom: tutoring, therapies, primary care, which is also the same person that's there at the top, mind, and food. And so this is the old structure, right? And it's still here. Obviously, it's still here, and you may still enjoy some of these pieces. But here is why I'm introducing this to you, is so that you can decide what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of that is no longer true for you, or perhaps it was true for you at one time but not anymore. So, and this is a great, when we start learning muscle testing, you can go back to this and say, okay, is there something I need from here? And or what do I need to pay attention to? What would serve me to focus on? Okay. And then here we are with new paradigm beliefs. So again, with those thoughts that we keep thinking becoming beliefs, or that we have inherited. This These new paradigm beliefs we can download by mentally saying yes to download these beliefs, because they carry energy, and they carry a higher frequency, a higher vibration that is in alignment with your intuition. So creating new paradigm beliefs, and this doesn't mean you have to believe in all the things here that I'm presenting. These are simply examples that you can choose to download, and you can choose not to download certain ones. But that, and you can create other ones that you want to believe, that you want to adopt and instill and faithfully hold as your default. And so a way to do this is to download them. And so again, I invite you to use your companion PDF to perhaps workshop out some of any of these new paradigm beliefs, or new replacement beliefs, or mantras, or positive statements, affirmations that you want to believe in about being a parent. So again, these build your connection to your intuition. So here we go. The same process. Close your eyes. You can take a few deep, mindful breaths. Or more. You can keep breathing. And then you can say to yourself, I'm going to download replacement beliefs, these new paradigm beliefs. I am mentally saying yes. And I may tap along. So you can tap if you'd like. Again, it's just an optional thing that you can do. And here we go. I'm going to say these out loud, or you can read along with me. I confidently decide what is best for my children. I know what that feels like. I'm the best person for the job to make these decisions. I am the wisdom keeper of my family. I know how to research, evaluate, and advocate for my children. I'm the best person for the job because I know my children better than anyone. I make a difference in my child's health and well being. I know what to do and when to do it. I know the truth. It's safe and appropriate to question authority and the status quo. Healthcare practitioners know their own specialties. I am a good citizen. My perspective evolves with new information and experiences. I understand what I read, research, and what people tell me. I allow world events, loss, and uncertainty to be so. A lot, right? That's a lot. There is the download symbol here is as my symbol for the anything that's new that you want to adopt and create for yourself here. And again, you can use the companion PDF to workshop out any beliefs you want to release and beliefs you want to download. And you can see even too, if you compare these next to each other, the old and new paradigm beliefs, that a lot of them are just opposite statements. One is, I can't, I don't know how, it's not safe and whatnot. And then there's the opposite, which is that I can and I know how. So it's just adopting and telling your brain something else. It's a rewiring of your nervous system and much more. But and so it's very, I would like to also say and acknowledge that it's very common to feel overwhelmed, triggered, or even nervous when you encounter new beliefs such as these, or anywhere that if you're listening to a podcast or in the news. And that's because the brain resists challenges to the old operating system. It's just normal because the brain, as we learned in the previous modules, the brain is just trying to protect us from uncertainty, things it doesn't know, which is where that where the sources of that is the intuition, and the brain doesn't have access to that. So when we step out of our comfort zone, and this is an accepted fact, is that when we step out of our comfort zone and expand and try something new ideas, it's going to feel uncomfortable and strange, and because it's new. And so when the discomfort is, none of us want to feel uncomfortable, but the discomfort is actually a sign that you're doing it right. So when something doesn't feel comfortable, it's like, oh, okay, I'm trying something new. So and so think about it this way too. If you were in talk therapy and every session was just fun and glorious and easy, chances are it's probably not helping because you're not really expanding or growing, right? Because it's the known. And of course, there's a time and a place to feel comfortable in therapy, and when you're getting confirmation or validation for something. But anyway, so here's a personal example for me having to do with these beliefs. Um, and the idea of allowing things to be as they are. That I actually had the power within me to create the life that I wanted by choosing new thoughts. When I first learned this, and this came up in a course I was taking, I was angry when this happened. So if you feel this way, I'm with you, and it makes complete sense. I thought it was silly and even ridiculous that this was even possible. But the situation I was in at the time, I was desperate. And I knew doing the same thing wasn't working. And so at the same time, I saw people around me feeling better and turning their lives around and healing. And so I was like, there might be something to this. And so that kept me going to just try. I didn't have anything to lose. The notion that my kids could fully recover from all of these conditions and symptoms, when all the while I had never heard of such a thing. I didn't have that evidence or proof in the news, or what my doctors were telling me, or what my neighbors were telling me. The idea that these conditions, and that even my PTSD and kind of like my foundational traumatic childhood, and that I could reverse that. That wasn't a static thing that I could let go of. It just seemed crazy. It really did. So I'm with you if you feel this way. And I promise you that this stuff works. It does. and you don't have anything to lose at all by connecting with yourself and reflecting and going inward and just seeing and learning about yourself and doing something new. Um, so yeah, and all of this stuff when I was going through a lot of the main pieces of this for me, this was before the internet, as they say. I didn't see it in the newspaper or the internet or anywhere, and it was just that love and desire for my kids, as I mentioned at the beginning of this course, kept me going. And so I knew I had to kind of go into the vast unknown and into the dark and into the wild, wild west to figure it out. And I had to just be open to trying something new. So, and then here today, we live completely different lives, and just so many miracles have happened and continue to happen. Even as I sit here recording this, miracles are happening around me. And I'm just stunned by my life. So, and my desire is for you to have that too. So you're very brave and courageous, and I know that you know this deep inside. You know who you are. You know you can do this. You know you have the answers that are there, and I'm just here just to help you remember, help you figure it out, help you get back in the saddle, so to speak, and just with this information and just the structure perhaps I have in the words to help you get there. So, and I'm here for you if you have any burning questions about any of this. So, all right, here we go. Here's the next slide. Another graph, just like the old paradigm, to help you with these newer options and newer things, the old paradigm versus the new health paradigm, having to do with health, how these newer options support root cause healing. As I mentioned earlier, that root cause medicine, which includes, just doing energy work and working with vitality and the vibrancy of food and water and environment and people and everything, is what brought in this natural healing and introduced me to myself, my higher self, my authentic self that's inside you, inside me, and inside you. So these options can help you. You can use this to do muscle testing or just to look and do your informed intuition method to help you discern and decide and choose what's going to help you. What's the next perfect step for you in helping your child and yourself, and help choose providers and therapy, helps build chi and prana, life force energy that is the fuel for this physical, mental, and emotional bodies and health. So the menu of choices, as you can see, has exploded over the last 50 years. So now we have, and take a look here. So the doctor that was at the top of the pyramid, that was the decision maker, is now is gone. He's here and we love him. He's one of many. So you can see the patient is now at the top, or the mom, caregiver, family member, parent, grandparents, sibling, foster parent, and so on. And again, I use mom as the catch-all, just making it easier so I don't have to say that whole list every time. But I believe in all of you, and I know you're all here for it, as they say. So yes, the patient is at the top, and then we have traditional Chinese medicine. We have other natural doctors like NDs, and then there's, of course, the primary care, and the technology there has exploded too, of choices of what we have. And then there's the mind, food therapies, homeopathy, community chiropractic, energy medicine, mindfulness, and tutoring. And of course, we have, as we know, we have the digital space to do our searches. We started out just with the library, and then we went on to being, Yahoo, and then Dr. Google, or Dr. Google, and then now it's Dr. AI. And AI is also a wonderful tool that you can choose to use to help you with, finding the best option for you. So that's all part of this too, because it's an overlay of, how you get this information that's presented here in this graph. So it's all good stuff. Anyway, so here we go. The next slide. Okay. So a health template. So Krista, what are you doing? I thought we're going to talk about intuition. And again, you're presenting all of this information that doesn't seem like it's about your intuition. And so I'm here to tell you that it is, just like these other, we're doing the paradigm work, the belief work. So a health template help is the step one of the informed intuition method. This is the reading and research part of the informed intuition method. And so what makes it easier for your intuition and this method is to create a health template. So don't worry. I don't want you to feel like overwhelmed or burdened by this. Not everybody is, a spreadsheet person, so to speak. But just to think about it, even at the very least, just play along with me here. Use your phone notes, your computer, a notebook, a notepad, just to check it out and see. And you might have it all very sorted in your brain already. But you want to take a look at your list, your soul drivers list. Again, it's in the previous modules, which I hope you take a look at, so that you can really get all the benefits from this course. Just take a look at those. And then also doing that belief work is going to get you to creating a health template. And again, this is a playful living document. So this should be, move around all the time for you. And as you learn things or shift things, change things around, as you get older or your kids get older, things can change. So in the mind, our minds are beautiful minds, not our enemy. They love this kind of work. And so it's much easier when the mind is cleared and sorted. That it knows your parameters, because your intuition is going to go off your parameters. So if you don't like a certain thing, so like for me, like I'm big on organic food as an example. So my intuition is not going to intuitively select something that is not organic most of the time if I'm at the grocery store, because it knows what my parameters are. It knows what my health template is. It knows what excites me and makes me happy, which is organic food. I'm just like a nerd about it, and doesn't have to be that for you. It could be anything for you. So it's much easier. Again, this builds your connection to your intuition when you think about some of this stuff. And again, it doesn't have to be this life, this project that just takes as a burden, but as a playful way to connect with yourself and your mind and ease your mind. It calms your mind down when it kind of knows what's going on, so that then your intuition has just a clear path, everything organized to kind of go in and select and decide and choose and tell you things that you want to know when you ask it. So much fun, I promise you. Just to keep practicing this and give it a try. And I'm here if you have any questions about it at all. And again, use the companion PDF. It's going to help you a lot to workshop this out. So here is just a list of examples to help you with coming up with yours. And so again, this is step one of the informed intuition method, which is do your homework. And then if you take the time out to do this, and then you don't have to do it again for a while. So then when a question comes up, such as like at the beginning of this module where we were talking about what's the best diet, what's the best protocol, you have this to look at along with your soul drivers, along with the beliefs that you have cleared and downloaded to help you answer those questions. I mean, those are going to look and feel like answerable, like it's possible. You can get your arms around it if you kind of done this work, and so I'm just very excited, and I hope that you do it. I hope you do it, and I can help you if you get stuck on anything. Just email me. So here I put things in buckets for you. This helps me, and I hope you find it helpful. If not, that's okay. You can come up with your own system. So what I've got here on the left is goals and objectives. So things like you can ask yourself, your intuition, doing the informed intuition method, where you do your homework, close your eyes, you have your choices, and you tune in. And then knowing your brain knows this that you've created, and then it can help you decide between A, B, and C, or a yes or no, this protocol is going to help, or should I do this or that, or any of those questions. So for the highest and best good, in the highest and best way, overall health and well-being, for targeted goals, sports, conditions, symptoms, optimization for this goal of green living or healthy home clothing products. And again, you don't have to be this kind of like healthy health nut, as they say, and as people may describe me. You don't have to be that person. It could be for any reason that you have as your goals and intentions. Something that's budget friendly, something for enjoyment, right? Something for social reasons, for today's plans, for recovery goals, for reversing a diagnosis that you or your child may have. Again, there's criteria, financial, convenience, right? So realistically, we have busy lives, and so for given this criteria, what is the best choice in the highest and best way? Is it A, B, or C? Based on these things that I have here that are important to me. And again, here's organic. That's me. We have discount. I mean, it's amazing if you go to Costco, and organic or not, or Walmart or any of these places, you can really just save so much time and money by just planning and thinking things through about what you want to do, just kind of meal plan and whatnot, and create really really healthy meals. I used to, when I was working part time at a place, I was I workshopped it out of how much my meal would cost, like my lunch, and it was organic. What was it? It was organic chicken breast that I made with broccoli and roasted potatoes. And so I had made a serving of it, put it in my little serving dish, my little Tupperware, and but I figured out how much it cost. It was 50 cents. Or yeah, no, it wasn't 50 cents. That one in particular. I think that one was $2. That one was $2 for that. But $2 versus like $15 for fast food or something else. And so it does. And you can say, I don't have the time, but you can, I know that you can choose to find, time for something like that and to make it fun because you have this goal of making things easier for your family. So again, it's about, what drives you, and maybe it's you don't want to do those things and you don't want to cook, and that's okay too. And then this health template will help you decide what are the best places for takeout for the highest and best good, what's the best, nutrient dense meal for my money, or what's the most convenient that I can do through a drive-through. And there is no judgment or criticism on my part or anyone's for living life like that. Most people, many people do. And you can choose and you can create healthy meals and have healthy meals, doing those things and making other choices. There's types of meals, right? There's high protein, there's a paleo, there's vegan, vegetarian, calorie dense, mass builders for people that are trying to gain weight for whatever reason. And so it's really just up to you. All of these things are doable, whether you even have a kitchen or not. But just thinking about it, taking some time to write it down. You can even do this when you're driving or showering or just waking up in the morning or 5 minutes before bed. Just consciously choosing time to think about who you are and what you want. It's amazing what will come out of it. Just giving yourself some of that nourishment. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I need to say about that. Let's see. Oh, and so yeah, I wanted to say, like, too, I was very fortunate. I had very sick kids, but I also had the income to do some of this, like, healthy lifestyle, even though, again, you can, there's ways that it can be very cheap to do these things. It's a misnomer that this healthy food is more expensive, and it's just not. Um, but I did have the luxury and the privilege of being able to have a lot of time to focus on these things for my family and just to be a stay-at-home mom for a part of my life with them, to do this and kind of figure it out. So, and I know, and I want to acknowledge, and I have such reverence for those that don't have that time to figure it out and to do the reading and research. And this is also in part why I just felt so motivated, and just I would constantly think about how I wanted to share this information with people that didn't have the time, the single parents, the people that didn't have a lot of money to, make some of the choices they wanted to make, or just didn't have access to these things. So yeah, so I'm with you. I'm here for you. Um, and yeah, there's a lot that goes into these things. So yeah, it's complicated, right? So that's why it's helpful and clears the path and builds your connection to your intuition. Okay, so next is, here's an example, just if you need it. It's in the companion PDF. I just wanted to introduce it here. Here is my health template for myself. Just wanted to share like what that could look like, and it's just a list, and you can just do the same thing or not, or in your head you can workshop something out, so you kind of know what you've decided. And oftentimes, we have partners that we're making these joint decisions with, and coming up with a plan of like, this is what we're going to do, this is what's important. So here's mine, and mine involves 4 meals a day, high protein, low carb. I'm postmenopausal. I'm 60 years old. I turned 60 this year. And so I've learned that I need to eat smaller meals. I need to eat more frequent meals. And I need to, not really eat after, later, like after 7 p.m., because I digest slower and whatnot. Unless if I'm at yoga, I'll eat something small after when I get back from yoga, because I get home later. I love the farmers market. I have access to that. Not everybody does. And then also I choose to enjoy my food. I love wine, chocolate. I love baked goods like chocolate chip cookies. And I allow myself those things in moderation. And so I continue to work on a healthy relationship with these things that I enjoy, and social things too, right? To balance enjoyment, nutritional, calorie needs, and also less emotional eating. That's been my addiction of choice throughout my life, and practicing working on that, and avoiding that void or numb and avoidance that I've done in the past, and I still will do this, and this type of behavior. And when it happens, I allow it, forgive myself. But this is my intention of the way that I want to live my life. So we're not perfect, right? We're here to practice all the time. We're practicing this life. Okay, so moving on to let me see here. Let me just take a look and see if I've forgotten anything. Okay, moving on to the next one. Muscle testing, yay. And don't worry, I have, if you're anybody like me, if you're somebody like me, I am going to be creating, if it's not already there, it's coming, on my website, a video that will give you more detail and show you how to do the muscle testing method. There's a lot on the internet. There are lots of videos to show you as well. But if you prefer, I can show you also, so you can take a look at that when you have a chance. But basically, what I want to share in this module is really, what is muscle testing? Because sometimes people are skeptical, I was too, about what it really is. And so what it is another way to access and strengthen your connection to your intuition. So that's why we're focusing on it, is becoming the intuitive parent that we already are. And that it's a shorthand version of this informed intuition method. You're still really doing that. But sometimes we need a quick, practical answer. We're in the carpool line and somebody invites us someplace and you're like, I don't know. You can muscle test and do that yes or no. And so that's where the muscle testing comes in. And oftentimes what I like to do is kind of do the informed intuition method when I can. And then I confirm with a muscle test. And that's like really fun, because oftentimes we don't have people to confirm it with, right? It's just us doing it. And so it's a way of like another part of us helping us confirm. So it's especially useful, as I mentioned, with food and supplements, and then just everyday life. And something like, I'll give you examples. Should I bring this healthier coat with me in the car? Yes or no? As I'm doing the O-ring method here. I don't know if you can see me on here, and I'll do that full video for you, but just so you can see, it's called the O-ring method, where um, you do the OK sign here, and you link your fingers together and you pull. And if it's a strong pull, that means it's a yes, like it doesn't break. And a no is when it breaks. That's the typical way that people do it. It's the mainstream. It's the easiest way, in my opinion, to learn how to do this. And I end up doing the middle fingers, and mine is opposite. My yes is a break, and no is a hold. So it's a rule system that you make with yourself. So you can just practice and see which one it is for you. The yes is the strong yes. You can't break your fingers, and a no is that you can. And it's basically what you do is just practice it. You tell yourself in your mind, like, this is a rule system that's going to help me connect to my intuition and tell me things. This is what we're doing. Just like a card deck, we have oracle cards, tarot cards, right? And what is that? So it's write-ups, descriptions on things in the cards. You ask a question, or what do I need to know? And then you shuffle, you pick a card. It's a rule system saying, okay, this is the answer to the question I have. And then you can look at it and interpret it. So it's just like that. It's a divinity tool. It's a tool to connect to your energy, your intuition. So let me see if I answered everything here. Yes. Okay. And so again, it's the most the easiest method. There's many methods. There's no right or wrong. It's, again, a rule system, what works best for you. There's pendulums. There's all kinds of ways to do it with water and other things. But muscle testing with the O-ring is great. It's easy. And yes, no, yes, no. And what you do is you start out, this is the thing that trips people up oftentimes. They'll start with a really hard question, or a question that has a lot of skin in the game, one of those burning hard questions, when they haven't gotten their sea legs yet. And so what I suggest that you do is you practice, just like practicing the piano. You're not going to go out and play this masterpiece, sonata that you've always wanted to play your whole life. You start out with scales, right? When you're learning the piano. Or how about a workout or a marathon that you want to strive for? You start out with little things to help you move along and get to know your body, right? You don't just suddenly run, and you don't really know your constitution and how much water you need to drink and what's sore and what do you do afterwards. Like, no, you kind of take baby steps. And so you can do this. I would say give yourself a couple months, just to give yourself a time frame of just practicing. So and again, there's many ways to practice to do this. You might feel drawn to another way. Your muscle test, your chiropractors often use the arm test, holding the arm straight out and pressing down on the arm. There's finger tests. There's so many different ones. And so what I invite you to do is, you can even do this now and play along with me. You can put your fingers together like this. There you go. And you can ask yourself questions that you know the answer to. This is the easiest way to gain confidence and to learn what it feels like, the tension in this. And so you can ask things like, so my name is Krista. Yes. My name is Paul. No. The sky is blue. Yes, or no. It's cloudy. Yes or no. It's dark. It's light. I'm driving. I'm cooking. My son is adorable. Yes or no. So you just practice and doing that and getting your attention, and you'll overthink it. I promise you're going to overthink it and doubt it, because your brain's going to be like, what is going on? What are you doing? This is silly. This is crazy. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. And I promise you it does. It really does, especially if you have gone to somebody, if you have gone to an acupuncturist or a chiropractor or somebody who does, some type of muscle testing method for whatever, healing modality that you might have tried, and you see it work because they're doing it for you. They're taking your fingers or your hand or your arm, and you're like, oh my God, it's actually working. And I also invite you to do that too. Go to somebody who does this type of work, and you will see them doing it. And that, who's to say that you can't do it? It's the same thing, right? And it's your body, it's your energy that they're testing, and who would know more than you about what it says. And so it's really fun. I promise you, and it's great to practice. And this is something you can practice no matter how busy you are. You can practice this as you're waiting for your next Zoom to start, for as you like park your car, as go and sit into your office, or right before you go to bed, or you're about to take the shower and you're waiting for the water to warm up. These are all times that you can practice this. I promise you. Like, it's great. It's so great to do this. It's like keys. It's like having keys to the universe. It really, really is. It's amazing. So once you feel confident in doing this muscle testing, you can move on to food, supplements, and other daily decisions. Like, um, is this supplement beneficial for my child right now? Does this supplement greatly support their overall health and being? Again, looking at that health template. See how wonderful and important that is to have one. Um, does this expensive vitamin greatly support their overall health and well-being? Is this brand or dosage the most effective? This brand, yes or no? Okay, yes, great. Should I buy the 400 or 600? Yes or no? Which one's better? And so it's great. Yes and no can get you anything you want, everything. This is the keys to the universe. You can even compare foods and supplements too. Like, should I buy apples or oranges? Is apples better? Yes or no? And just pull your fingers and see. And it helps you it makes things less overwhelming. It really does. If you just try incorporating this technique, and or the informed intuition method into your life. So again, everybody's different, and your relationship with your body is unique. And so the more you practice with your beautiful body, and the reactivity, the sensitivity of this energy that is you, what makes you alive, and connecting with it, it's very exciting, and it's limitless, to what you can learn and know, from your beautiful senses, from your beautiful energy. So just trust me, trust yourself. And then, oh yeah, the only other thing I would say is, for sure, to make sure you're hydrated. Drink enough water. Actually drink more than you want to. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to drink this glass of water. Okay, drink it, maybe another half of a glass of water, because your body does need water. It needs to be hydrated to be, for optimal work. And just when you think about it, optimal in anything. So if your body's dehydrated, it's not going to be able to really do anything well, including muscle testing. So you want to be hydrated, be well rested. You don't want to get up after maybe like a stressful 2 hours night of sleep and then decide to practice muscle testing. That's not going to probably work either. So yeah, you want to try to be well rested if you can, and to make sure that you're hydrated. So muscle testing, it's wonderful. You start off, let's say, you try this bonus video, and learn how to do the O-ring method, do your homework with the health template and the soul drivers, and do the step 1 of the informed intuition method. Then if you have that burning question, like, I'm really wanting to change my diet, my kid is not this and that, and I want to integrate this type of protocol now, narrow it down to these protocols, and you can ask your questions, or these quick questions at the grocery store, medical appointments, like, is my doctor, should I just do what he's telling me to do? Does that make sense? Yes or no? Is that like, what should I, you can ask yourself on the fly. You can do this under a table when you're talking to somebody. It's great. You don't have to get into that meditation. You can, but you don't have to. School appointments, if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking in the middle of it, and it's like, should I grab this onion and add it or not? Is that going to really matter to the recipe? Let me see. And you can muscle test this. It's great. So there is the next slide will take you even more through these steps, and there's an even more detailed explanation in the bonus PDF. There's a step-by-step and really kind of getting into it, and also like evaluating with like percentages too. Like, what percent better if I buy this expensive supplement? Will this help me? 5%. Gosh, I don't know if I want to spend money on just 5%, bump in improvement, or if it's a 90%. Yes, that sounds great. So, yeah, so here we go. These are just, again, kind of almost the same thing here. You ask your body, you ask for your child, and again, yeah, that's important too. So, when you're asking for, your child, you can look at your child, think of your child, you can touch your child if you want, place your hand on their shoulder, or sit, or where they sit. You don't really need the person to do it. And if you want, it can be great if you do have them with you as you test. Like, does my child want this? Is my child going to react to these strawberries? And you put the strawberries, have them hold them, and you can muscle test. Then, it's great. And there'll be other future videos of me showing you how to do this with your child, and how you can muscle test with your child, using your child, like using their hands, their fingers, or using your fingers and hanging onto them, touching them, and muscle testing. So it's a never ending journey of opportunity here. So you want to evaluate with a yes or no. That's step 3. Step 4, absorption and bioavailability, because sometimes we will get a yes for something, a treatment or protocol, but then we can't digest it, or we're allergic to it, or we're intolerant, or something, or we need something else to go with it. So dosage, particulars, and details. And then there's comparison shopping, combining protocols, and other physical body factors that are involved in there. So it can get really detailed like this. Don't worry though, if it's just a yes or no. Hey, this is a lot, Krista. I don't really need to understand all of this stuff. I don't care. Just, how do I do this if I just want to know if I should feed my child this sandwich or this salad for lunch? You can do that. It's as simple as that, and it's glorious and amazing. And that's, that enhances your connection to your intuition. Okay, we're almost done here in this module. So here is a mantra. As always, I have mantras in I think almost all of my modules. And here's this one that may help you support you with all of this stuff that you just learned. I think this module might be the longest because it's that physical body. It's just a lot of details. So congratulations if you made it this far. So here is your mantra. I'm ready to support myself using this technique. I trust myself and the love I have for my child to lead the way. How nice, right? One more time. I'm ready to support myself using this technique. I trust myself and the love I have for my child to lead the way. How awesome and beautiful. And you're awesome and beautiful. I believe in you. I know that you can do it. I know you can trust yourself. I believe in you. I know that you know who you are and that you know what's going on. You know the truth. You know your child better than anyone. You do. I'm sorry, it's true. It's, sorry, not sorry. You do. And you know what's going on. And just perhaps these tools, these exercises, taking this time for yourself will help enhance your connection to your intuition and streamline your day so that your daily parenting can be even more glorious than it already is. So until next time.